3 years later, Kevin Costner's last Yellowstone episode is even sadder. Revisiting Kevin Costner's final Yellowstone episode 3 years after it first premiered is even sadder in hindsight. Costner exited Yellowstone in the interim of Yellowstone Season 5, which was released in 2 parts. Kevin Costner portrayed John Dutton III in only the first 8 episodes of Yellowstone Season 5, with his final episode premiering on January 1st, 2023. Sheridan revamped the final 6 Yellowstone episodes after Kevin Costner quit. Sheridan killed off John Dutton and made the remainder of Yellowstone Season 5 about Beth, Reilly, and Kayce, Luke Grimes, coping with their father's loss. The siblings ultimately chose to give up the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch, selling the land to the Broken Rock Reservation. The absence of Kevin Costner was deeply felt in Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, but upon rewatching his final outing, John Dutton's last Yellowstone episode prophetically contained a slew of sad goodbyes to the people he loved most. Kevin Costner's last Yellowstone episode already felt like a goodbye to John Dutton. Kevin Costner's final scenes at John Dutton's beloved ranch in Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 8, A Knife and No Coin, were about farewells that are even more heartbreaking in retrospect. Governor Dutton was resigned to having to live in Helena, Montana's state capital. First, John asked Monica, Kayce's Bill, to help run the Dutton Ranch with Kayce in exchange for a new home at East Camp. John then said goodbye to Rip Wheeler, Cole Hauser, who was to herd the Dutton cattle in Texas for a year. Finally, John and Kayce said their farewells, with the father praising his son, "You're stronger than I was. I guess that's how it's supposed to be." Kayce and we were left speechless at John's rare and uncharacteristic burst of affection when he hugged Kayce and said, "I love you, son," before leaving for Helena. A confused Kayce and Rip's exchange is even more heart-wrenchingly prescient now that we know that these were John Dutton's last moments at the Yellowstone Ranch. In the context of Yellowstone Season 5, up to that point, John Dutton was giving up his day-to-day control over the ranch and the land he loved to toil as governor, a job he never wanted and openly despised. Still, John became governor to safeguard the Dutton family's legacy. Watching Yellowstone Season 5, Episode 8 today, Rip and Kayce's dialogue hits harder because John Dutton would never see his beloved ranch, Kayce, Rip, Monica, or even Summer Higgins, Piper Perabo, and Carter, Finn Little again. John's next stop would be to support Thomas Rainwater, Gil Birmingham, at the Broken Rock Reservation, only to learn that Jamie Dutton, Wes Bentley, proposed impeaching his father as governor. Kevin Costner's final scene as John Dutton in Yellowstone is Beth confronting him after she learned about the train station from Jamie. There was no indication at this moment that Costner wouldn't return as John Dutton for the rest of Yellowstone. Thus, Costner's scenes at the Dutton Ranch become John's true farewell. Watching those moments, with the context we have now, leaves a lump in your throat. Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 had one big silver lining. Regardless of one's feelings about how Sheridan chose to kill off